We start with 1 hour chart. Just I want to give a quick update. First of all, if you refer to our analysis in my last video when the price was within this move, I mentioned if anyone wants to look for buy, they have to wait for the correction. And even if anyone get a trade, they have to remove their stop loss to break even, because we mentioned the target was 2.65 based on this move and in relative to this correction. That's why I mentioned if you want to look for continuation, we have to get the correction. As we can see, the price sharply dropped. Now then, what's the next? Whether we can, this is the only correction, we can look for continuation, or it can turn to a more complex. Anyway, if we move to daily chart, as we mentioned, any sharp move, it have to correct itself for continuation. That's why in my last video, when the price was within this move, we mentioned it have to get the correction, even we point as this. Now the question is whether this is the start of the correction or this is just pullback based on lower time frame and we can look for continuation. When I'm talking about the correction, we're talking about the daily chart. Okay, what I want to highlight here is that since we had this sharp move, we can expect to get the correction. Anyone wants to look for buy, they need to be really careful. They will have to look for the trade setup. And even if we move to forward chart, we don't have any trade setup. No one is the only way is to refer to 1 hour chart. And one thing I need to highlight here, the price is almost at the top. Okay. And as we can see here, we get the sharp move down now. The best thing is we wait to get the correction trade setup before we take the trade. But if we refer to our analysis, I mentioned if we get any correction here from here, if we get any trade setup, the next levels I'm looking for is 2.9 following by 3.13. All right, but right now we don't have any trade setup. The best things, if this one give us a correction, then from there we get the reversal. That means even if the price reverse from here, the only way we can look for trade, if it give us a sharp move flag, we can take the trade. All right, this is how I'm going to look for trade. But how about if the price sharply continue reverse from here? If it didn't give us any trade setup, I'm not going to take the trade. Okay, and the best thing is if this one turn to more complex, at least similar to what we get here. That's why maybe just wait a few hours, we see what we get here. Can we get the correction? Because since the price was sharp, if this one start to correct similar to what I draw here, we can expect for continuation. All right. Anyway, right now we cannot confirm. Even the price sharply can reverse. But the only thing is how we can look for trade. That's why I mentioned we have to look for trade setup. Okay. How? Based on what we have right now, the only way is sharp move flag. Rather than that, we don't have any other option. Unless this one turns to more complex correction. That means even if we get any trade setup for buy as a sharp move and flag, we're looking for continuation with the sharp move, not the corrective move. And again, we just follow the chart. If I see any trade setup, any confirmation for continuation, I will give an update. And I need to highlight again, the price is almost at the top, the highest price we get. If anyone wants to look for trade, for buy, they should consider as a short-term trade. That means if they get any trade setup, any buy, as long as they get into the profit, they have to start to manage it. We don't want to buy at the top, then it turns to a deeper correction. And even when the price was within this move, I was thinking we can look for flat, but this one dropped really much. That means technically we cannot look for flat. We cannot relate this one to this. The only thing is, if this one turns to a deeper correction, it can give us better confirmation for continuation. Anyway, we don't have any trade setup. The best thing is if we get a correction here, then from there, it can give us better reversal. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.